What's up? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And this is part 2 to the review of the Aeolus Pro wheels. If you have not seen part 1, please go back and watch part 1. For those who have seen part 1 and y'all have been waiting on part 2 is here. So people have been asking me why you haven't done this review yet, why you haven't given us any feedback. I want to give y'all some thorough feedback on the wheel build. Like I said in part 1, I give a pretty thorough breakdown of why I chose this wheel and why I set them up the way I did. To date, according to Strava, I want to say I got like 640 miles on the wheel build. And that is with the Vittoria Corsa 30 tires and the Vittoria latex tubes. I did get a flat though. So the flat was completely my fault. I was riding one day and I was going through this parking lot and it was like some little glass and kind of like rocks. And I told myself, you should probably not ride through that. And then I rode through it and then I got a dang on flat. And the thing that's crazy about it was usually I keep a frame mounted pump on my bike and I carry 2 CO2s. So at the time I did not have my frame mounted pump on the bike. And because I had a frame mounted pump, I stopped carrying 2 CO2s and I only had 1 CO2. So I changed the dang on tube, put the dang on CO2 cartridge on there. And because of the valve extender, when I was taking the CO2 cartridge off, it pulled out the valve stem and then all the air came out and I was basically like stranded. But lucky for me, there was a guy in some truck that just came by. He did his Good Samaritan thing and he picked me up and took me back to my car.
This is what happens when you get a flat on floor boarding, and then your spare CO2 runs out, and you can't ride on the back of a truck on boarding because you might get a ticket. But your bike costs thousands of dollars, so you just lay down in the back and hold your bike while some random Good Samaritan does their deed for the day and take you to your parked car. But besides that, it's going all right.
Besides that flat that was 100% my fault, man, the wheels have been great. I have like absolutely no complaints on the wheel. If I had to give an overall score, I gotta say they like a 10 out of 10. I don't know what else I could do. Well, I would say they are a 9 out of 10 because of I'm running tubes and tires, and it may be different running a tubeless tire. So some of the things that I wanted to specifically talk about regarding the wheel was, what did I say? I wanted to talk about how they spin up, like climbing, wind, and then I wanted to talk about the internal width of the wheel as well. So one of the big upgrades to the wheel that I did was I went to the 54 tooth star ratchet upgrade, and that was everything. It changed a lot of the different dynamics of the wheel. So the spin up with the 54 tooth, I want to say the play is like 6%, but it's almost like instantaneous. So actually feeling that when you ride, the spin up was insane. It's like as soon as you smash the pedals, you are out. Love that about that upgrade. Another big thing that I really noticed was climbing. Climbing is so much better with the 54 tooth because when you are in the middle of climbing and you kind of get to like a pause in the pedal stroke and you might have that slight delay, are you taking that slight break? With that 54 tooth, there's no play in there. And when you first feel it, it's kind of like, is it that much of a difference? But I really, really notice it after riding the bike so much outside. And then like I come inside and I ride my trainer, and let's say I'm doing a climbing stage or something like that in Zwift, and then I'm going up like 6%, and I get out the saddle or something, I'm climbing. That delay that's in the rotation of the wheel, man, I didn't realize how big of a difference it makes when you don't have that. So with the 54 tooth upgrade, it just takes all of that out. Really love that about the wheel. Wind. Having a 50 mil deep front and rear is not a super deep wheel, but like on my TT bike, I have a 50 up front and an 88 deep out back. And even with the 50 up front, it's a carbon wheel, but it's like a cheaper brand. When I'm riding, I can feel the wind kind of like moving the bike. And that says a lot, because in on a TT bike in my aero position, I have a lot of weight on the front of the bike, and I can still kind of feel the wind moving the bike around. So I was wondering, like, man, how is that going to feel having a 50 on a road bike? Because my last set of wheels, I had a 40 up front, and I could feel it sometime, but it really wasn't like nothing that maybe that compromised my handling of the bike when I was riding. But with these wheels, the wind is not an issue. It's so much of a non-issue that I don't even think about it. And when I subconsciously don't think about it, that lets me know how great it is. It's been days that, I meet up in a group ride and we start riding. I'm like, yo, it's mad windy out today. And as I'm riding, I feel the wind around me as I'm going through it, but I don't notice it on the front of the bike. And that has been great. Even there's times where it's like slight winds. I feel like a slight wind and I'm still riding like with no hands sitting upright, and the wind does not disturb the wheel at all. So based off of the new design that they have with these wheels, it has been great. Wind has not been an issue at all. Another good thing, like a plus to these wheels, was the internal width. A lot of wheels probably have, a lot of the newer disc wheels usually have I would say like a 20 mil, 21 mil internal width. These have a 23 mil internal width. And that's huge when you go on with a bigger or wider tire, because I'm running the 30s on there, and when the 30s are on the wheel, blowed out like 70 psi or so, they measured out as 32, and that's been great. The 30 wheels with the wide rim in the latex tube, the comfort has been insane. It's like roads that I used to ride on, when I'm riding over now, it just sucks up the road. It's so comfortable. And I was like, man, is this because of the 30 or is it because of the latex tube, And I think it's a combination of both. And I asked myself, is latex tubes really that much better? And I kind of couldn't tell. So I would say after I was probably about like 300 miles in or so, I was like, let me put the regular tubes back in. Because before I was running the Conti Race Light 28 tubes. So I took the latex tubes out, put the Contis in. As soon as I took it out on the road, man, instantly noticed a difference. I was like, yeah, I'm going back to the latex. I would say the difference in the tube is almost like, I remember when I went from a 25 mil tire to a 28, the difference in the tire width and the tire pressure, that's like how much of a difference I would say the latex tubes make. So let's say you ride in a 28 mil tire and you think about going 30, but let's say you don't have the frame clearance to ride a 30. If you get a latex tube, it's going to feel like you're on a 30. And I want to say, like, if you got a 30 tire and you can't fit a 32, go on the latex tube, it'll give you like the next tire size up feel. So that was great. It was amazing. I couldn't believe how much better the latex tube roll, but they roll that much better. Overall, man, for the price that I got from them, even like the retail price for everything that you get, man, it's money well spent. The Aeolus, Bontrager Pros, they're a great bang for buck. I don't think you can go wrong with them. The only extra thing, like I said, if I had to rate them, I'd give them a 9 out of 10, and that's just because of the tubeless part. But speaking of tubeless, right, you probably looking at my bike and was like, yo, where's his tires at? Or his wheels? Check me out, bro. I got some new tires. These are the NV SES, and check this, in 31s. I'm going to tell you why I got these tires, right? So I go down to Texas and visit my dad for Father's Day, and we riding. And matter of fact, I did an interview with my dad, and we did like a father-son conversation, super dope video. Check it out. I'm gonna link it in the video somewhere, but definitely check that video. It's real hot.
BeatStars.com.
All right, so I'm gonna do this in one take.
One take.
All right.
I think we got this.
I'm out riding with Dad, and Dad has tubeless, and he was just talking about like how much of the truth it was. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me go tubeless to see what it's like. And that's one of the reasons I actually got these wheels as well, because they can run the clincher tires or tubeless. And I was telling myself, when I'm ready to go tubeless, I can go tubeless. So let me tell you about these Envy wheels, right? I got these wheels because they had the tan wall edition. So I get online, I order them. I'm so excited. They get here. They sent me the wrong tires. They sent me the black ones. And man, I was upset. Hit the company up. I was like, yo, y'all sent me the wrong tires. They was like, hey, send them back. We'll give you a credit towards, your next purchase. And I was like, all right, cool. So I didn't send them right back because I was still undecided, like, would I just go with a black tire or not? So I ordered another set. I'm so excited and I want the tire so bad. I pay for the express shipping. I paid $40 extra for this express shipping. The tires come, I get them, I open them up. It's another set of black tires, man. Yo, now I'm fired up because these tires cost $75 a piece. So I got $300 worth of black tires that I did not want. And I'm super pissed. I hit the company back up. They're like, my bad. We don't know what's going on. Tell me why I ordered another set. I ordered a third set of tires. Obviously, you can see it worked out. But I didn't go with the same company. I went with a completely different company. And then they finally came in and I had the tan wall joints. But the good news is the other ones, I did send them back. I got my money back, so life is good now. But I have these set up tubeless now. I got 65 PSI in there. I'm going to probably play with that. When I was using the tire pressure calculator, it was telling me I should be running like 59 PSI, which I think is like crazy low. But I'm going to start with the 65 just to kind of see. Because when I was running the latex tubes, I was running, I want to say like 70 PSI. So I'm going to drop down 5 PSI and see what it's about. It's been raining like crazy in Georgia lately, so I have not been able to get out on the road. I've been indoor riding. But I will do a separate review on these Envy tires alone. I'm really excited about them. The feel of them kind of remind me of, I can't even say what they remind me of, man, because they feel real supple, very thin, very light. And then the tread it looks very minimal. But we'll see. We'll see how it does. I think that's it. I still need to do the full build video on my Trek. It's coming soon. I'm waiting on one more part. I've been experimenting with so many different things. I finally got the saddle figured out, got the bike fitter out, got the tubeless ready. And I think that's about it for right now. Hey, if y'all need to get one of these shirts, bro. If you are a cyclist, more importantly, if you are a black cyclist and you do not know who Legion is, you need to check them out, look them up. If you are looking for this shirt, competitivecyclist.com. If you like the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, support the cause. The channel is slowly growing, which I'm good with, but I would love if we got the channel to grow a little faster, a little larger, so we can do some bigger and better things. So more to follow. Stay tuned. And that's all I got for y'all, man. I am out.
RobbArmstrong.